I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We once again return to Jeremiah. This will be chapter 6. Jerusalem shall be destroyed because of her iniquity. She shall be overrun by a great and cruel nation. O ye children of Benjamin, gather yourselves to flee out of the midst of Jerusalem, and blow the trumpet in Tekoa, and set up a sign of fire in Beth Hakerem. For evil appeareth out of the north, and great destruction. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. The shepherds with their flocks shall come unto her. They shall pitch their tents against her round about. They shall feed every one in his place. Prepare ye war against her. Arise, and let us go up at noon. Woe unto us, for the day goeth away, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise, and let us go by night, and let us destroy her palaces. The daughter of Zion is Jerusalem. Not the people, not the nation, but the city Jerusalem. That's the daughter of Zion. And this is destruction of the city, specifically. Verse 6. For thus hath the Lord of hosts said, Hew ye down trees, and cast a mount against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is holy oppression in the midst of her. As a fountain casteth out her waters, so she casteth out her wickedness. Violence and spoil is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wounds. Be thou instructed, O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee, lest I make thee desolate and a land not inhabited. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall throughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad, and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the aged with him that is full of days, and the houses shall be turned unto the others, and their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, every one is given to covetousness, and from the prophet even unto the priest, every one dealeth falsely. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the oath paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, We will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, Hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, We will not hearken. So in verse 6, where it says, this is the city to be visited. This is now the city to be punished. The city on which God's wrath will now be poured out. And why? Because it's full of violence, full of sin, full of wickedness, and it's just a continual scene as continually grief and wounds. So, and that's basically all. But then it's saying, yes, we warned you. I sent you the prophets to warn you. You wouldn't listen. You set up, the priests and the prophets, they're all corrupt. My watchmen I sent, and you didn't listen to them. I said, just come back to me, and you'll be safe, and we can work this out. And you said, we don't want to go back to you. So, they're saying Jerusalem had their chance. God gave them many chances to repent, and they haven't repented. Now, to be honest, this sounds more like what would be said during the reign of Jehoiakim or Zedekiah. So I might be putting this somewhere in the wrong timeline, but it is also true that even with Josiah and all his religious reforms, he still couldn't save the city. Remember, Huldah the prophetess told him, city is going to be destroyed no matter what. It's just going to be delayed because of Josiah. So this could still be during the reign of Josiah, during the early reign before his, he cleansed the temple and everything in the 18th year. Maybe this was spoken in those 5 years, those first 5 years that Jeremiah was prophesying. It would still fit. It just seems like it would fit better a little later. That's all. Verse 18. Therefore hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. To what purpose cometh there to me incense from Sheba, and the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices sweet unto me. Therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish. Thus saith the Lord, behold, a people cometh from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They shall lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voice roareth like the sea, and they ride upon horses, set in array as men for war against thee, O daughters of Zion. We have heard the fame thereof. Our hands wax feeble. Anguish hath taken hold of us, and pain as of a woman in travail. Go not forth into the field, nor walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and fear is on every side. Okay, now this actually does place it near the beginning of Josiah's reign, because again, this is a great description of the Scythians. They're a fearful, terrible people from the north. They are cruel, have no mercy. Their voice roareth like the sea, and they ride upon horses. This is a description of the Scythian hordes from the steppes. So that does definitely place this near the beginning of Josiah's reign, because the Scythian hordes would come in at that time. They're actually, I believe they're already in just north of Israel at this time. So it's an interesting, this is their first wave of punishment, you might say. They're not being conquered yet, but they are being destroyed. They're being killed and by these foreign invasion. Verse 26. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an holy son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron, they are all corrupters. The bellows are burned, the lead is consumed of the fire, the founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord hath rejected them. And I like that. That's a good symbolism. They're good imagery. Saying, because remember, Christ is like a refiner's fire, and you refine metal by burning it until the impurities are purged out of it. But this is saying these guys are people that the Jerusalem has been put through the refiner's fire. It has been smelted, it has been burnt, and yet the impurities remain. They can't get rid of the impurities. They're going to have to throw the silver out because they can't burn the impurities away. I like that. That's a nice way of putting things there. And one last comment here. I do like the phrase that was earlier on in verse 16. It says, they cannot blush. In other words, they have no shame. There is no guilt. There's no hiding their sins. They've gotten to the point that they parade their sins in the public, in the open air, and are not ashamed of it. Reminds me of some things in the modern day. But I believe he talks about this again later, or at least uses the phrase again. So maybe I will say more then. For now, we are signing off. And we will be continuing in Jeremiah for another 5 chapters, I believe. So we'll see you there.